Okay, so in this class we are going to talk about hierarchy and how important it is to make your design pop and to guide the eye of your audience through all the pieces of design that you create. Okay, so we are going to head on the computer now because I want to show you something. Here I have the two characteristics of hierarchy that makes your design pop and shows you how to guide the eye of your audience throughout your design. Okay, the first one being position, because in most countries of the world we read from left to right and to top to bottom. So everything that is here on the left upper side of your design will be read first, then what is here, because it is naturally considered the next thing, because we read everything from left to right and to top from top to bottom. Okay, so the second thing is contrast, and you have three ways to get your hierarchy correct by contrast, because you can use contrast in the pure meaning of contrast is the clear difference between two elements. Here we have a black background that's dragging our eye to this area here, and then we have a clear white contrast here. Just a curiosity, besides white is the lighter color that exists, in black is the darker color. If you use black with yellow, for some reason the contrast is higher than with white. Okay, so there are three ways to use contrast to improve your hierarchy. First one is just contrast, clearly contrast. We can use color, because if everything is black and white and suddenly something red pops out, you're probably going to look to this part before everything else. And here this page is not a good example because everything is screaming for attention here. So don't consider this situation, but the next one that I'm going to show you. And then the third way to improve your hierarchy through contrast is by using size. The bigger, the faster we are going to look there. So if you really want something to be the top of your hierarchy, you just make a big thing red on the beginning, and you're probably going to pop the eye directly to there. Okay, this is just an example. And here I made an exercise where I use this image. In this situation, the image is the first thing that you are looking at, and then you are looking to this headline, this title, and then you're going to look to the body of the text. Okay, here I used the three leveled hierarchy. Okay, you first look here to the image because of two things, because of the size and because it has a body figure, and our brains tend to look directly to the body figure because your brain understands it as a person, and you tend to look to a person first, then letters or other things. Then you are looking here to this text, to the title, because in this title the letter is bolder, and it has twice the size of the text body. Okay, this is a good rule. Every time that you want to have a clear difference between two texts, for example a title and a text body, you should use at least 2 weights higher. So here we have a regular weight, and here we have a bold weight. So this is probably going to be the second thing that you look on this composition, okay, because of the size. And then this one is tiny, is thinner, so it's the last thing that you are looking. And also it's on the end of the page, it's on the bottom part of the page. So this is going to be the last important thing. I wanted it to look as the less important thing on this page. In this example here, I sorted it in a different way. Okay, so in this situation, just because we increase the size of the headline and then we put the headline in the text on the top of the page instead of the ending, right, like was in the previous page, so this will probably be read in a different order, in a different sort. Okay, First, we are going to read the title, then we are probably going to look to the image, because the main part of the image that's not covered by text is here, and it's huge. It's even bigger than this one. So we are going to look second to here, and third we are going to look to here. If we wanted to make the audience read this image, in the last place we should probably going to make it smaller, like this, and paint it black. And because of the order and the size of things, your audience should probably read this first, this second, and this would be the last thing that your audience would probably look at. Understanding how hierarchy works is one of the best skills that you can have as a graphic designer, because it not only guides the eye of your audience, but it also makes every design piece that you make pleasing to the eye, so it's comfortable to look at. And as I said earlier, one of the basic concepts of graphic design is that aesthetics comes after the functionality. But I didn't say that aesthetics is not important at all. It is important, but it follows function. Okay, so here yet again, this one is not as beautiful, but it's opinion, it's relative. So here in this situation, I like this layout the most. Okay, I prefer this than the last one, but it only works as a good design if this is the right sort that our client and the job wanted us to make. Okay, so this is it for hierarchy. You have to learn how to use it. This is the most important thing in graphic design: hierarchy and contrast. And it's much more important than learning how to use Photoshop and Illustrator, because if you don't know how to use Illustrator, Photoshop, or CorelDRAW, or any software, you can still be doing hierarchy, and you still can be doing good design with analogic tools and with other things besides computers. The first thing that you should learn how to use are hierarchy and contrast. Those are the most important and value things that you must learn as a graphic designer. In the next class, we are going to talk about balancing, and it is the last thing that I'm going to teach you before I give you the exercise. Okay? Thank you, and see you in the next class.